Welcome to the next video, guys. It's been probably 10 days by now since my last upload, and today we're going to talk about tuning. Yay, confetti on the screen and stuff. Now, as you know, I have been trying to get into performance, primarily tuning, engine building. So we're going to talk about tuning today. Now, this weekend I was able to be blessed with the opportunity to, I wouldn't say tune per se, but I did make some adjustments. But I was blessed with the opportunity to look over someone else's file on their Ignitron, and in the past I had another chance where I was able to look over someone else's file on the Ignitron as well. And two common mistakes that I did notice, we're going to talk about them today. Now, the first one, to me, the most important one, is the map sensor scaling, right? Now, in the Ignitron system, when you go to set up, right, you're gonna have to put in your map sensor information. Now you might have a 3 bar, 4 bar, 5 bar map sensor, whatever it is. You have to put the information in. Now what happens is that for some reason people tend to forget or don't know, or they may put the wrong information in. When you put the wrong information in, what happens is that you're gonna have the V table is not going to be correct. You're going to be all over the place. You might have some high numbers. That's provided that the vehicle actually starts. You can have numbers that are just absurd in the wrong places. Now, most map sensors that you buy will come with a sheet like this. Now, this is from Low Dollar Motorsport, right? Now, scaling essentially is what's going to be is that for each sensor, there's going to be a reference voltage and there's going to be the PSI that is going to basically match with it. Essentially, everything is on a scale, okay? Now, I'm going to show you this right here soon. The second thing that I noticed is that the injector scaling. So, when you buy injectors, the information like the dead time and stuff like that, you have to get those information. Because what happens is, if you don't have the correct dead time information, from what I've seen so far, now I'm not experienced, but what I've seen so far is that when the vehicle starts, sometimes you're like minus 25 or plus 25 in the fuel corrections off the bat. Like short-term fuel trims, way off. Long-term fuel trims, way off. Now, I had that situation this weekend, and then when I put in the correct injected dead times, that got corrected. The map sensor was also off, that got corrected. Now, something else you need to keep in mind is your location of your sensors. Now, some ECUs, I guess the sensor would be before the throttle body, I would assume, and then some ECUs like this one, for example, it's behind the throttle body, so on the intake manifold. Now, I'm not sure what ECUs work before the throttle body, but from what I've seen so far, it should be on the manifold. That way you're able to read vacuum and stuff like that. Because you won't be able to read vacuum, if I'm not mistaken, in front of the throttle body. Could be wrong. If I'm wrong, just let me know. Check. So let's go. So this is what the Ignitron software would look like, right? This is just the setup table. Now if you go to the sensors, manifold absolute pressure sensor right here. Now there's a minimum, there's maximum. This is the gauge right here for the chats essentially. So this is the information that's going to be on this paper. Now this one is a 4 bar map sensor, okay? You have to try to match it. So for me, I'm using 4 bar. See, I have 0.5, 0.77, 1.3, and then you have the KPA right here. So this is what it's going to be equivalent to over here. Now right here you see I have the 0 to the 0.5 matched, 27 to the 0.766 matched, and then the 1.03 to the 53, and so on. So that's how you have this good line essentially. It's supposed to match. Now if you go in fuel, where are you? Dead time. So essentially, what's gonna happen is that you're gonna have a dead time based on the injector that you have. Now, this may not be a correct one, if I'm being honest, because I bought a cheap injector and I did not get the dead time information. But what's gonna happen is that at this is battery voltage right here. So you had 8 volts on the battery voltage all the way up to sometimes 16. Well, this one will be 15, but some will go to 16. You have these numbers, so these will be milliseconds. That is going to be scaled with it. Now, when you don't have this correct, when you are trying to get it started, these numbers here will be crazy, especially right here. You'll see like minus 25 or plus 25. You might see that here as well. No, it is very important that you always try to get the dead time information so you can scale your injectors properly. I am running 630 cc's, so you get the correct dead time information to scale this properly. And then for your sensors up here, your map sensor, make sure you have the correct information, because all of these for different sensors will have different numbers. Okay, they are not going to be the same. They all have different numbers. So if you have a sensor from probably Haltech, Bosch, whoever, they're going to be different. Now this is for low dollar motorsports. I kept this just in case, because the last time someone had an issue and they had the same, but they had a 5 bar low dollar motorsports, and I was able to use this paper to give them the information to get the vehicle going. Now I'm gonna input a clip for how my map sensor is mounted, so that we have an idea of what I meant when I say on the manifold. Essentially, you just need it behind the throttle body or the throttle valve. This is just a video because as I'm trying to learn, I'm gonna try to educate as I can. Trying to get into performance, trying to do engine building. I already did my engine building courses with the HP Academy. I've done engines before. I mean, the engine and the Audi, I rebuilt it at the time with a bunch of like used parts. The only thing that's new in that engine was the valve and the head gasket and rings. Everything else was just used back stuff. And so far so good. So right now I have a K20 that I'm trying to get ready to rebuild. I'm just gonna clean that up and then I'm gonna get to that. Right now I'm trying to see if I could learn Ignitron ECU. I want to learn Honda, the S300, and then because I'm in Texas, I feel like trying to learn HP tuners, which is not really standalone, but still will be a next thing I want to get into. While I learn, I'm a post. Whatever I say wrong, please correct me in the comments. Like, subscribe, and see you in the next